Hi guys, welcome to the JW2 channel. The article that we're about to see is from the Awake 1993, and this was setting the changes for the generation teaching. Let's have a look at this article and let's see how they made this change. So let's go to the Awake 1993, March the 22nd, and the title of this article was "Why So Many False Alarms?" And we're gonna go to the part where it's talking about William Miller, and it reads, William Miller, generally credited with founding the Adventist Church, is quoted saying, "I'm fully convinced that sometime between the March 21st, 1843 and March 21st, 1844, according to the Jewish model computation of time, Christ will come." So now the Watchtower is going to make some excuses here. Let's have a look. Does the failure of such predictions to come true convict us false prophets, those who made them? Within the meaning of Deuteronomy 18:20-22, that text reads, "The prophet who presumes to speak in my name a word that I have not commanded him to speak, or who speaks in the name of other gods, that prophet must die. And in case you should say in your heart, how shall we know the word that Jehovah has not spoken? When the prophet speaks in the name of Jehovah and the word does not occur or come true, that is the word that Jehovah did not speak." So let's have a look at the footnote now that the Watchtower inserted in this article. Let's have a read this, because this is the punch of this article. Okay, the footnote reads, "Jehovah's Witnesses in the eagerness," listen to this, "in the eagerness for Jesus' second coming have suggested dates that turn out to be incorrect. Because of this, some have called them false prophets." Yes, but let's keep reading. "Never in these instances, however, did they presume to originate predictions in the name of Jehovah." We're going to see about this, if they actually telling lies or not. "Never did they say, 'These are the words of Jehovah.' The Watchtower, the official journal of Jehovah's Witnesses, has said, 'We have not the gift of prophecy,' but they have said other things as well, which we will see shortly. "Nor will we have our writings reverenced or regarded as infallible. The Watchtower has also said that the fact that some have Jehovah's Spirit does not mean that these now serving as Jehovah's Witnesses are inspired." If you have Jehovah's Spirit, that means you are inspired by Jehovah. So it's ridiculous. It's like saying, "Oh, I have a backpack in my bag, but it's not a backpack." Come on. Anyway, let's keep going. The Watchtower are inspired and infallible and without mistakes. The Watchtower does not claim to be inspired in its utterances, nor is it dogmatic. It is not dogmatic. The brothers preparing these publications are not infallible. The writings are not inspired as those of Paul and other Bible writers, and so at times it has been necessary as understanding became clearer to correct views. That also means that once we find out mistakes or lies have been told, we have to change them. That's what it also means, rewriting the history. But is it really true that the Jehovah's Witnesses or the president or the leaders of the Watchtower or the Watchtower itself have not spoken on behalf or claim they have spoken on behalf of Jehovah God? Let's have a look at this evidence. We got the finished mystery here, and it was a book written by Russell, one of the Watchtower's presidents. And in page 144 it says, "The Watchtower Bible and Tract Society is the greatest corporation in the world. Because of the time of its organization until now, the Lord has used it as his channel through which to make known the glad tidings of information." So here it's clearly saying that Jehovah is using the Watchtower itself to give information. So Jehovah is providing this information through the Watchtower. So the Watchtower is pretty much just a printing company for Jehovah. So whatever information the watchtower is spitting out is from Jehovah, according to this paragraph. But let's keep reading a little bit more. The clergy say that Pastor Russell's prediction of early trouble and the setting up of the kingdom are for hundreds of thousands of years to come, and about things that are far off. Therefore say unto them, True saith the Lord God, there shall none of my words be prolonged any more, but the word which I have spoken shall be done, saith the Lord God. Jehovah says that none of the words spoken through his servant Pastor Russell shall wait any longer for fulfillment, but the things shall come as spoken. So here again, Jehovah says that none of the words spoken through his servant Pastor Russell will wait any longer for fulfillment. So the Pastor Russell was spoken on behalf of Jehovah, because it shall come true, which it did not come true many times. So who is telling lies? Is the watchtower telling lies now that they never spoken on behalf of Jehovah God? And that the watchtower is just printing information, but it can err? But we saw that whatever the watchtower is printing is actually coming from Jehovah himself. He's just using the watchtower for printing purposes only. So the Awake 1993 set up for the generation changes, but what generation are we talking about? Let's have a look at this video that explains what the Jehovah's Witnesses generation is. Let's have a listen to this.
I'd like to discuss how our understanding of this generation that Jesus spoke about at Matthew 24:34, you'll remember what Jesus said as recorded at Matthew 24:34. He said, "This generation will by no means pass away until all these things happen."
So the previous generation that Jehovah's Witnesses believed in was this one. And we've got 4 magazines to show you. So the first one is the Watchtower, and it says 1914, a marked year and why. Second magazine, the Watchtower 1914 and you. Third Watchtower, the Watchtower 1914, a focal point of Bible prophecy. And remember, the Watchtower said that Pastor Russell was speaking on behalf of Jehovah, and none of the information that he was providing will not come late. It will come through. Fourth magazine, the Watchtower 1914, the generation that would not pass away. And it did pass away. They are all dead now. And who was speaking on behalf of Jehovah? Let me see. The Watchtower, Pastor Russell, all the leaders of the Watchtower, the Jehovah's Witnesses leaders. But that is not the main thing. So we saw what the generation they used to believe in. Now let's have a look what is the new generation that Jehovah believes now, because this generation that they used to believe in are all dead. So they had to change the doctrines now, the history, the doctrines, and the understanding, because they have to readjust. They call it readjusting, but that is another word for changing.
The group of anointed ones who were anointed in 1914, who saw the sign and then continued serving faithfully. In order to be part of this generation, someone would have had to have been anointed before 1992, because he would have to have been a contemporary of some of the first group.
Contemporary. So did you notice that word, contemporary? So according to the new generation, you have to be a contemporary generation of the previous generation. So what Jesus meant in Matthew 24:34 was actually this.
This contemporary generation will by no means pass away until all these things happen.
Yes, because the generation doesn't mean just one generation for Jehovah's Witnesses. Now it means it's a contemporary generation. But that is not all, because the leaders of the Jehovah's Witnesses have no clue what is going on with the information that they're spitting out. So now with the now with the annual meeting, they came up with a new light. So let's have a look at this new light about the things that they teach. Let's have a look at this governing body, what he has to say about all the things that they say in the Watchtower or themselves in the JW broadcasting.
We just can't be dogmatic. What we're saying is that we shouldn't be dogmatic, that we shouldn't be dogmatic, that we shouldn't be dogmatic.
So this governing body is saying we shouldn't be dogmatic. So what he's actually saying is that, well, if we stuff this up, well, don't blame us because, just take it easy. Don't worry about it, We'll get there eventually. We'll come up with something new, and then we just keep coming up with new stuff. So we cannot be dogmatic about these things, because whatever we say that you must follow, otherwise you'll be disfellowship. We cannot be dogmatic, but you must follow what we say for now. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video, and let's have a look what we can find for the next one.